I'm the best at what I do, and what I do isn't very nice.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Real Screen Team. I'm Andrew Thomas, I'm here with fellow X-Men Christopher Johnson.
Hello everyone.
And here we're still continuing X-Men, but we're discussing one important character.
Yes, who essentially kind of became the mascot for the whole franchise. We will be discussing Wolverine. And this is a special one because this year is the 50th anniversary of Wolverine's debut and creation.
Which makes it ironic since he's going to be in a new movie, Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, once again played by Hugh Jackman. Well, I'm not getting to a big overview on the character.
Okay.
Wolverine is a superhero created by Len Wein and John Romita Sr. He appears in American comic books published by Marvel Comics, often in association with the X-Men, as well as movies, animated television series, and video game adaptations of the X-Men and set in the Marvel Universe. His first appearance was, interestingly enough, in The Incredible Hulk number 181 in November 1974 as a special agent working for the Canadian government, initially an adversary to the Hulk until they become unlikely allies towards the end of the issue. In 1975, Wolverine would join the X-Men in Giant Size X-Men number 1, where he would gain his iconic attire and become one of the most popular characters in the X-Men and Marvel Comics as a whole. Wolverine would also get his own comic book limited series made by X-Men writer Chris Claremont and writer Frank Miller that ran from September to December 1982. In that series, we would learn of Wolverine's time in Japan and his battles with the Yakuza and the Hand, as well as his development into a samurai and his engagement to Mariko Yashida, one of his numerous love interests. The success of the series would lead to it becoming a full-time comic series being printed at the same time as the Uncanny X-Men comics and the standard X-Men comics. In his solo series, we would see Wolverine go on his own adventures, learn more about his past that he lost due to post-traumatic amnesia, and even see the story of a much older Wolverine in an alternate timeline known as Old Man Logan. Wolverine is one of the several aliases of James Howlett, his actual birth name. Other well-known aliases that he would go by or continues to go by include Logan, Weapon X, and The Patch, just to name a few. Born in October 12, 1832 in Canada, Logan is a mutant with animal keen senses, enhanced physical capabilities, a powerful regenerative ability known as a healing factor that keeps him youthful and nearly immortal, and retractable claws that come out of his hands. The claws were originally bone, but would become metal along with the rest of Logan's skeleton when an indestructible metal known as adamantium was grafted to his skeleton in a torturous process conducted by a secret government project to create a super soldier known as Weapon X. Wolverine has been a part of numerous teams besides the X-Men. He's been a member of X-Force, Alpha Flight, the Avengers, and even the Fantastic Four. The common depiction of Wolverine is multifaceted. He's portrayed once as a gruff loner, susceptible to animalistic berserker rages despite his best efforts, while simultaneously being an incredibly knowledgeable and intelligent polyglot, strategist, and martial artist, partially due to his extended lifespan and expansive life experiences. He's been a mentor and father figure to several younger mutants, especially Jubilee, Kitty Pryde, and his daughter, X-23. Wolverine has had a number of romantic interests, including Silver Fox, Mariko Yashida, Yuriko Oyama, Yukio, Domino, even enemies such as Viper, and when Yuriko Oyama, Lady Deathstrike, was a villain, and even an on-again, off-again thing with Mystique, and apparently had a relationship with Squirrel Girl. He also has a mutual but unfulfilled attraction to Jean Grey, leading to arguments and a complex ambivalent relationship with Jean's boyfriend, Scott Summers, aka Cyclops. Wolverine also has a number of prominent enemies, including Viper, his son, Daken, on-again, off-again lover, Lady Deathstrike, the Hellfire Club, mainly, I think, Emma Frost and Sebastian Shaw, and his arch-enemy, Sabretooth. The only actor to portray him in live action is Hugh Jackman, who holds a couple of world records for longest time portraying a character and most appearances as a character. So, what was your introduction to Wolverine?
Well, that primetime special that I mentioned in our X-Men intro with the Mighty Morphin, because that was basically Wolverine-centric. The Out of the Past parts 1 and 2. Especially part 1, where they actually give us the origin of the adamantium claws, basically, of that. And where he finds out that Marco's father was behind it as Lady Deathstrike.
For me, of course, it was the X-Men animated series, and as well, the video games made by Capcom. You know, Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter and Marvel versus Capcom. Well, particularly Marvel versus Capcom 2.
Yeah.
But Wolverine is definitely one of my favorite characters.
Mine too.
I mean, everything that this man has gone through is just absolutely insane. And his story is so interesting, so tragic, but also it does kind of give you a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
Because that, despite his demeanor, he still has some semblance of hope. You know, wanting to have peace.
Yeah. He's died in the comics a couple times.
Yeah. I mean, one time he literally got melted down to just a skeleton, and other time he was just essentially encased in adamantium.
Yeah. And they have a couple stories about that.
Yeah.
So pick your poison on which death you want to see of Wolverine.
As far as a lot of the iterations, which iteration of Wolverine is your favorite? Whether it be the comics, whether it be animated series, movies.
I like the animated series, but I also like the movie also. Although I also like Wolverine and the X-Men, the short-lived animated series where they make him the leader. Because basically what they do with Flash Sam with Cyclops not being where Cyclops isn't emotionally able to handle it, the function, because in the Wolverine, the X-Men continuity, she disappeared in that continuity, so he's basically distraught. So, and at that time, Storm wasn't found, so Professor X just put Wolverine in charge because Storm wasn't around yet at that time.
Well, I'm not too much against it because they both joined the X-Men at the same time in the comics.
Yeah, well, she was busy helping Africa out, so she couldn't, and being distracted by the return of Shadow King. So,
Understandable.
yeah,
Well, yes, I would agree with you with the movies
yeah,
and the original X-Men animated series. I also lean more towards his portrayal in X-Men Evolution.
yeah,
As one, that was the first series where I saw him in the yellow and brown suit. And at the same time, I kind of liked kind of the interactions he had with the characters, as you saw him kind of be a bit more of that big brother or father figure to some of the X-Men,
yeah.
while at the same time we also get to see him go toe-to-toe with Sabretooth on numerous occasions.
Well, my favorite voice actors are Cal Dodd and Steve Bloom for those occasions. And they actually did do a Hulk vs. Wolverine animated movie, which is now out of print and not on digital. Not even from Disney Plus, who owns the right.
Who now own all the rights to the X-Men stuff again.
Yep, so that really Disney Plus, bring that, at least that part back.
But what would you expect from Disney?
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that they could be giving us, but they're not.
Yep.
I swear.
But, yeah. So, those are my two favorite voice actors, and I'm except for Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes.
He finally gets to wear the suit after so long.
Yeah. Finally gets to wear the comic book accurate suit.
Yep.
And also, it is very poignant that we're seeing this happen during Wolverine's 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
You know, after seeing so many iterations and seeing Hugh Jackman create such a unique iteration, to see him play essentially a whole nother new version of Wolverine and going at it at a different angle is cool and refreshing.
Yeah. But if you have your own opinions or your thoughts about the character Wolverine, go find us on Facebook, The Real Screen Team. Where else?
You can also find us on Instagram, Reddit, and TikTok.
And make sure to find our YouTube channel. Make sure to like, comment on our videos, share our videos, and definitely subscribe. We're almost at 250.
Yep, and once we reach 500, we can finally get monetization for our videos. We'll also open a Patreon, and where you can, help donate. We'll add your names to our credits, and we'll also give you the opportunity to give some viewer requests or suggestions for reviews.
Yep. But as we begin the as we begin our Wolverine intro, we have to deal with one of the worst Wolverine movies.
Oh, God, no. I hope you all appreciate what we do because some of these things have hurt me.
Yep, and this will be one of them, X-Men Origins of Wolverine.
Yeah. But also, in the comments, let us know what some of your favorite Wolverine stories, iterations, and, other things for yourself. We'd really like to know. I mean, this is a big thing, Wolverine's 50th anniversary.
Mm-hmm. So, want to roll us out?
Well, sure. Well, thank you all for watching. Definitely come back and watch us again. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, and click the post notification bell so you're updated with all of our upcoming videos. Well, cut, print, that's a wrap.